My friend Bancy asked me how to paint a sunset scene, so that's what we're going to do now. Here we are. It is the end of a wonderful day, or a lousy day, depending on what kind of day you had, and the sun is going down. How do we capture that in a painting? Well, first of all, let's think of all the colors we see in the sky. When it's nighttime, it's a really dark blue or black, and in the daytime, it's a bright blue. And when the sun is going down, you have so many different colors depending on what's bouncing off of what. Or you can pretty much use any color palette to your imagination to make a sunset scene. It all depends on what palette you want to use for your piece. You build around that. Today I'm going to use blues, and I'm going to have a little shed. I'll paint a little shed right there. And now I'm sure there are proper ways to do this, but I usually just grab whatever colors. Yeah, sea mist. Sea mist has a little green in it. Robin's egg blue. Okay. So I'm going to pick a color for my horizon line, and then I'm going to pick a color for it to become, as here be the sun here, and then here's the night sky there. So I've got a color called Midnight. I'm going to use that as the evening sky. Robin's egg blue will be the horizon color. First, I'm going to paint the horizon, which will be the brightest part. And then gradually I will do gradients up towards the night sky. Just making the color a little bit darker as I go up, mixing the robin's egg blue with the midnight until eventually it becomes just midnight. I'm going to use those three colors I have right here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe. A couple of clouds to break it up. And I will have my sun. There. I can already tell this isn't going to be the most glorious sunset scene, but it'll have the basics. I have some cool little brushes that look like little Q-tips that I will employ to try to make the clouds a little fluffier. I'm sure you could use Q-tips, but they might leave cotton bitlets in your piece. Yeah, this is fucking ugly, but it's got the basics in it. Now what? Here's our background. Now we want to start building to the foreground here. First we need a horizon, so I am using the midnight blue. To build a horizon. A nice dark color to contrast what's back there, because when you're looking at the sun's so bright, everything else is very dark. You can't really make it out since the sun's so bright. So that's an easy way to make it easier for yourself. You can add a very dynamic looking skyline or horizon line with just simple shapes. Now, since we're looking at the sun straight on, it's going to light up all this stuff in front of us. Why did I just paint right there darker, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. It's because there's going to be something in the way. It's going to have a shadow on our little house. Okay, our little friend, whatever this is, will cast a shadow. Okay, let's pretend there's some water here. If you're looking straight on, you're going to see a reflection of the sun. Add little ripples to... I'm sorry, I'm moving very quickly with this. There's the edge of the lake there. Of course, you want to have the clouds up there. Sunset scenes are a fantastic way to work with contrasts. The cool thing is that your eyes will paint the rest of the picture for you when you look at it. See, you just have the shape of a house there, and the shape of the mountains there, and the shape of an animal there. Your brain will fill in the rest. Now here's the sun here. If you're looking at something, you're going to see an outline of where the sun is hitting things. So there you go. Draw. Use a bright outline. So every dark thing you make can be outlined with a lovely bright outline to give the effect of the sun hitting it with the light. Talking. This does look a little glum. So let's add some grasses. So when you're drawing the horizon would be the lightest part, which would fade up to a darker part. Then I like to picture the sun putting the light out like that. So, yeah, it would bounce off this part there and the front of the animal here. And then depending on how into it you are, you can, do shadows everywhere. You can also add different lights. Let's say they have a light on right here. That would illuminate just a couple of things. That would brighten up the side of the house. These are great. If you don't want to use a full palette, sunset scenes are a great way to just work with contrast and basicer, that's a word, shapes. I really like playing with this type. You can move quickly because you have a limited palette. I hope that answered your question, brother.